Post a link or just at? What's going on, XTFL? It's your host, Nick Larson, with my boy Regan. Reeg, how we doing today, sir?
I'm doing very good, Nick. Feeling really good on this Sunday afternoon. Glad to be getting season 25 officially kicked off and ready to go.
It is a fresh Madden cycle. It's usually when we're doing these, we're talking about the draft, the rookie draft, and everyone's positive going into a new season. But this is very similar to that, but it is a completely new cycle. Everyone has all their hopes and dreams lined up until they get ultimately crushed in week 1, 2, or 3, and you realize, oh shit, it's the same game. I'm screwed. But I think, it's always fun to see which user turning around from Madden to Madden and who's good this time around. But I mean, Madden 20, what's your impression so far of the game?
So far, I think it's really clean. I think that the animations are clean. We don't have a lot of vacuum tackles. If anything, we might have a little bit of superhuman guys that run through these tackles that clearly should not have been run through. But other than that, I'm seeing a really, really good game all around. I love it. I think it'll be a very fair, balanced cycle. I think that, the guys that built their teams with a scheme in mind and with like a general focus on how they want to play will be able to play that way, especially with they just got to utilize their X factors appropriately. And yeah, it should be a really good cycle. I'm looking forward to it.
Ace in the chat says no dreams here, just nightmares.
Dun,
But
dun,
we got Bracket in the
dun.
chat, we got Riot in the chat, Ace is here, we got 8 other people watching. So today we'll do our free agency random draft order selection here. You'll know where you sit for our free agency draft. Then we are going to go into a little bit of a hit stick podcast. Oh, Tasha's here too. We'll go into a little hit stick podcast. We'll talk about a little season 25 preview. We'll break down some of the trades that happened. Kind of give our predictions for division winners. Other than that, I think that'll do. And
Yeah, man.
Take any questions. Oh, Higgy's here too.
Yeah, shout out to Grizz for not figuring out that we were going to be randomizing free agent selection, until like yesterday. So yeah, guys.
People need to read announcements.
They
I got
do.
Brian
They do.
after I posted the announcement about the league being made. Brian joins. Hey, I never got an invite. It's just, my God, just read the freaking chat, man. That's all.
Okay, I would expect it from Brian. Brian doesn't. I'm pretty sure he can't read. Last I've checked, like that's not something in his wheelhouse. But
it's just, the announcement channel is there for a reason. I annoy the at everyone's for a reason. Even if you can mute it and just go back and look, anything. But
that's like the one thing you gotta check to be in the loop. Like you can show up. Don't even read like the main. You can ignore that. Just listen to the freaking announcements and you'll actually be more involved than half the users in the league. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, Ace says neck brace.
Neck brace. Yeah, classic.
Literacy shots within 45 seconds in. Oh boy. Well,
No,
do you want to pull up the?
There's 100% more.
Do you want to pull up the random draft generator? You can start punching in the team names, and then we can kind of. I'll just ask some divisional questions here. We can kind of break those down first.
Yes, sir. I'll go ahead.
Just so everyone can see that we are doing it fairly. I really hope
Yep.
the Ravens or Niners don't end up at 1, just because
Yeah,
that
that
would
would be
just
terrible.
look really bad. So, well, I hope the Niners do, because you're the one controlling this, not me.
Yeah.
But you'll see he's gonna have the 32 slides. He's gonna type in everyone's team name. They have one chance to get it. Bracket, that's very nice of you to say. I cannot express how much I love this league. That's great. I feel the same. But while Regan's doing that, we're just gonna do a little divisional breakdown. We'll see if Regan can do 2 things at a time. I don't know. This will really test his literacy and multitasking ability.
Yeah, it will. It's going to be interesting. I'm just going to have to go like AFC North, NFC North. All right, so Packers.
Fuck you, Tosh.
Let's see.
Oh, Mr. NWS is here. All right, this is gonna be interesting. Though. Even just we'll talk free agents. Looking through this free agency class, there are a lot of guys that can come in and help immediately. I mean, starting at the top with Eric Berry, 30 years old, but he's at 86 overall. I mean, going all the way down, there's some sick pass rushers. There's some really good veteran receivers, some crazy fast tight ends, some really good fast DBs. Even it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. If people draft for need, just take best player available and kind of figure it out. And it's also going to be interesting because you have to look at their contract for this year and kind of figure out what they're going to ask for, because you're only getting a 1-year deal. You got to kind of figure out what they're going to ask for in the future and if you can afford them, or is this just a 1-year rental? It's going to be very interesting how this works. You're only at number 11. Jeez.
Yeah, I know I'm slow. Because I'm like having to think like Colts, Jaguars. I'm trying to listen to you too. Yeah, no, I'm a
use that graphic I sent if you want to.
Oh, good call.
And if you don't want to make a selection in the draft, you don't have to. When I DM you, just message me and say you're going to pass. If you don't have the cap space or you want to save your cap, whatever it is. But we are going to change the rules this year because Madden changed their rating system. So it used to be you could only sign one player 71 overall and over per week, and then you could sign as many as you wanted, 70 and under. This year we are saying you can sign one player 66 overall and up, and as many as you want, 65 and under. It's actually no. I decided to change that. We're gonna go 67 and up, and then as many as you want, 66 and under. That's what we're gonna go with. Just because there's a lot of guys see that can play at low overalls, so we're gonna lower that a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. If we notice that as the seasons go on, the spread of the overalls kind of tightens back up or anything like that, we might make an adjustment. But starting out now, we're gonna go with that. So, this will be your pick for. This will probably everyone's pick 70 over or 67 overall and over, but we'll go from that. All right. Well, Reeves, let's go by division here then.
Okay.
Let's start with your division. Actually, do you want to do that now? Because then we can pull up the graphic.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that afterward, especially once we see where they're going to be picking in free agency. So Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, help me out. What's the third one? Jets. Oh yeah, Euro trash. Perfect.
How'd you forget the Jets?
All right.
Trash for Panthers.
All right. Let's see here. So AFC East. Now I'm going to NFC East. It'll be the
Cowboys,
Giants.
Eagles.
Yep, Cowboys.
Giants.
Cowboys, Eagles.
Ace says Regan with the literacy shot and taking half an hour to type 32 words.
Bro, so I didn't open up the list. I was just going off memory because I'm like, no, I can do this.
And say once we get started, you can zoom in on your screen, right?
I can, yeah.
Will you be able to? Okay,
well, no, what I can do is it reveals one by one. So I can just go to 32 and just reveal one and then reveal the next and things like that. It's super cool. All right, so that was NFC East. Now we're in the AFC West. That would be the
Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs.
Raiders, oh Jesus.
This is going to be an interesting cycle for Doss because this is the first time his Raiders don't have Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
At least he's got a little extra draft capital and 3 rookies, but I don't know. Losing your 2 best players is rough, especially when you've had them for the last 2 cycles.
Cardinals, and then who would be my next one? Rams.
Not Rams.
Yep, and last one, Niners. No, wait. You're already there.
Who
would it be?
Niners
Cardinals,
and then
Rams.
Seahawks.
Yep, good call. All right, so funny story, guys. We actually had, when I did this the first time because I wanted to see how it worked, You would not
off a
believe who
year.
actually got the first overall pick. It was Mr. Brian, actually. Brian had the first overall
So
pick.
we knew we couldn't use that one.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I said, okay, if we have that happen again, we're gonna have to
All right.
have some issues. So we're gonna go down to here, pick 32. We'll just kind of bang them out one in a row. We'll probably do like about 10 or however we want to do it, and then we'll go ahead and just kind of man, I don't know, roast a couple guys if
Yeah.
they get picked late. So pick 32, the worst pick in the XCFL, Mr. Irrelevant free agent selection is the Saints. Ooh, IREC. Wow, that's
Ooh,
classic.
oh
That is
God.
classic. That is absolutely classic.
We did. This was not planned in any
No, it
way.
wasn't. It wasn't. That's hilarious. I love
Oh
the little
God.
like good luck this season at the very bottom. It's like good luck this season. Like here,
Yeah.
hope you don't hate yourself. All right, pick 31 is the Buccaneers. Mr. Nick Z. God, he needed help on that defensive side of the ball, but he doesn't get much. Oh man.
Tosh says he's pissed. Talking about Iraq.
Yeah, he's toast. Yeah. I can only imagine. He comes in, sees the
Oh,
trades, and then sees that he picks 32nd in the free
poor
agent
guy.
selection, and he's just like, nah, all right, bye.
Fuck this.
All right, pick 30 is the Rams. We have the Los Angeles Rams and Coach Boone picking
Keep him down
30.
there.
Oof, huge oof. These are the oof picks, guys, like major, major oof. It gets less oofy as we go, but pick 29 is the Kansas City Chiefs and Sean White.
That was 29.
That was
KC.
29. Yep, it's
I'm just recording
KC.
these myself. Who was before? Rams. Okay.
Yes, sir. The Rams were 30. Chiefs were 29. And with
Yep, you're good.
with pick 28, we have the Jets. The
Yes.
Eurotrash squad. They are picking 28th in the draft. I love this so far, Nick. I don't know about you, but this to me, like,
This is
it's been
this
pretty
is
funny.
good.
We have
I
the
feel
three.
bad.
We got Boone, Irek, and Josh all down here in the bottom five. That's a pretty good start, I'd say.
I like the random aspect of it. You know, we thought about doing lower teams. We thought about doing reverse draft order, but I think this is the best way to do it. You can't, I think this
Yeah.
is as random as it gets. So
It is, and it's one of those things that you don't with free agency. It is so spread out. Like there's really good players at the
Yeah.
top and really bad players at the bottom, and you don't want to have a tournament because then your best users get the best players, and you don't want to do
Yeah.
it by overall record because then it's like I don't know. There's just a
Not-
lot of discrepancies or win percentage.
not-
There's so many ways we could choose, and it's really tough.
It's not something that's going to make or break your cycle, though.
It is, and it's still for fun. It's a good little like little fun thing to do. So with pick 27 in the second top five, we'll be rounding out our bottom 10. We got the Tennessee Titans and Hammer. With pick 26, we have the Carolina Panthers. Everyone rejoices in the chat.
Way too excited about that.
Oh, I love that, dude. Nah, dude, this is about as good as it gets. I'm actually thrilled right now. Watch it be Ravens next, though, just to screw me over. Pick 25 is the Green Bay Packers.
Dun, Mr. Pride.
He doesn't need any help, though. His team is loaded.
He did announce which X Factor he's going to go with for Rodgers, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I let him pick, and he wanted to go with the one he thought was the most sim, which I thought was pretty cool. I gave him a choice out of all of them. He could have picked Bazooka Arm or any other ones. Mm-hmm. I think he went with what's it called? You keep going. You're good. I'll find it. I forget what he told me.
Also, I was going to ask you. We can go ahead and settle this now. I was going to see. So, what do you think with quarterbacks that are drafted that end up getting that?
I initially said we let it be random, but I think we can probably let them choose. I think
since that's OP,
if we're going to take that away, we might as well.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. Is like it's an OP trait. So like we're giving you the choice to have. It's the most OP, so we're removing that, saying, all right, well you can choose to have the second most OP. Whatever in your opinion is the second most OP. So, all right, we have with pick 24 the Seattle Seahawks and Kaiser, the Kate Mara guy.
Yeah.
Kate Mara is a very attractive woman. If you're listening to this, which I highly doubt, I'm single, would love a date. We'll get some good things rolling.
Yeah, she's totally listening.
Absolutely.
That's
I can dream, Nick. Let me dream.
two NFC West, fellow NFC West people in the bottom 24 or the bottom. Sorry, not 24, bottom 8 there. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to see how bad. I don't know. I think the Panthers and Saints, the NFC South has it pretty bad. They have two in the
and the
bottom.
Bucks, Bucks too.
Yeah, and so NFC
Panthers
South.
Wow.
We'll probably see the Falcons up pretty high though.
Only 3 AFC teams, and they went in a row. Keep going though.
Yep.
It'll even out, obviously.
Pick 23, the number that the GOAT wore.
LeBron,
Mr.
yep.
Michael Jordan. No, dude, I was actually gonna say it was Blake Griffin, dude. Blake Griffin is fire. Right. He's easily the GOAT for sure. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars. And
Mr. Grizz.
John Grizzly. All right. Mr. Sunshine, John Grizzly.
King of positivity.
King of positive. Madden's #1 PR guy. Oh, man. Pick 22 is the Denver Broncos and Higgy, our recent reigning Super Bowl champ. 24 champ. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See what he can do with the Broncos. He can start out by trading me Von Miller.
So that's our bottom 11. We actually rounded out the top 10 with the Jaguars. We're going into pick 21. This is a little better. You know, if you're going in this range, anywhere from 10 to 20 to 21-ish, that range, you're looking pretty good. I mean, you'll probably get a quality player. You're not going to get, one of the top tier guys. But, I mean, there are plenty of guys that are all pretty much equal in this range. There's a bunch of guys that are equal in that top 10 range, top 5 to top 7 range.
So Pride went with fearless as his X factor, which is the throw accuracy is unaffected by defensive pressure, which is a really good one.
That's one good for Aaron Rodgers for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, the blitz radar, but that's kind of already after the ball snapped anyways. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And fearless would affect blitzes anyway, because like if you're getting blitzed, you can still throw it quicker, and he's got a quick release anyway, so like that just makes it even more dangerous
too, where it highlights your first open receiver while you're in the pocket.
But that's more of like if you're, I don't know. I feel like Pride doesn't really need help reading the field anymore because he's very, very clean with that.
So at first, Pride even said, "Don't even give me an X Factor trait with him. Like he's already too powerful anyways. I'm not going to take away your X Factor trade all together." Like,
that's.
And he was like, "All right, fine." I was like, "Well, just take one, anything, And he decided that was a good one, which I think it is. So
yeah, good.
But now let's continue here.
We really couldn't ask for a better player to have Aaron Rodgers. He's a really sim guy, like one of my favorite.
Other than me, but I agree.
Of course, hands down. Yeah, no. All right, pick 21 is the New England Patriots and VBD.
Ooh.
Mr. Violent. Another
the bracket makes a good point. Fearless was well thought out with Bows on Hunter on the Vikes, as well as Mac and the Bears and Flowers and the Lions. Fantastic choice.
That is true.
Except Flowers sucks. But yeah.
Separate. That's the Lions fan speaking.
Yeah.
You got the Lions. I don't know. What are you guys? Anti-fans? I don't even know what they call you. You're like the new Cleveland. Like you're just like always pissed and sad and like I don't know. It's a great time.
They did some article about like most beat up fan bases, and the Lions weren't even. And I was like, this is such bullshit. Like they had the Giants. They had the Giants up there, and the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, no, you can't.
15 years.
No, that's trash.
The
that
Lions
is 100% trash.
One playoff win in 60 years.
Yeah. And they've just seen so much. Yeah, dude. They've had to have such good players and just have no success.
Sparty says forward down the field. ... That's the Lions fight song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It doesn't get played very often.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've never heard that before. Ever.
So really, really, really hypes up the crowd when they do. It's like a 50-yard field goal by Prater, and they start blasting it. So.
Yeah, or like a kicker makes a tackle, or I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
stops a punt return for touchdown. All right, pick 20. We're in the top 20, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get.
We need to see the Browns here somewhere here because they can't get a good free.
No, watching them be number 1, I would shoot myself. Pick 20 is the Philadelphia Eagles and Mr. Sparty. Actually, Sparty, you speak in the chat. That's how it works. You speak in the chat, and I. Dial in my code and you get popped the next pick.
Now no one's going to post in chat.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's how it goes. Yeah, but see, Ireg didn't post at all, and so he had nothing. I don't know. Yeah. It's a little. He wasn't even here, and he was getting shots fired. So I don't know. That's rough. Is Brian in chat? That's my question.
No, because he was in main chat, but he's at his beat. with his.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sleeping
With
on the
his
couch because he brought his Xbox.
Yep. And he's
Love
still,
it.
I don't believe he's joined the league. So sick.
Wow. Dude, he has one job. You have one job, dude. Like,
Yep.
oh my gosh. All right, pick 19 is the Houston Texans and
All
Michael
right.
Chadwick the third.
There we go. Whoop, there it is.
Pick 18, the Minnesota Vikings in NWS. That
That's a
insane pass
loaded,
rush.
dude. His team's looking kind of nice.
It is. For a team
He
that
looks
was rough because they
big.
had a lot of
Yeah.
old guys, a lot of really not. I mean, starting out your cycle with Daniil Hunter and Joey Bosa is always a good start.
It'll be interesting to see who he gets to replace Cousins because he pretty much made it impossible to even think about re-signing him. But
Yeah, it's true. But
it's kind of worth it.
I mean,
Cousins isn't
exactly.
anything
Yeah,
special,
I was gonna
so.
say. I mean, shit. You could trade Cousins the last year of his deal and probably get a second or third in this market. But
Yeah,
you
but
know,
no first round pick this first year. So
I mean, who knows? He could try to send him to a quarterback needy team, maybe
yeah,
get a second. I mean, something solid. You know, because we saw Tyree Jackson go for a first. So, but that's neither here nor there. Pick 17 is the Dallas Cowboys and Van Tank.
Buffalo has not been picked yet. You just posted in
Buffalo
chat.
has not been picked. Nope.
Oh,
Buffalo keeps
Mr.
going.
Van. Van is better than 32. Like I said, you were gonna get
Yeah, I
17.
know. 17. So he's like, but just outside. That's kind of where Van is, though. Van lives at the very,
He
very
doesn't need any
top of the
help.
bottom half. I know, but just listen to my theory here. I think Van, the way he goes, it's not Van Tank, it's not Van Crank, it's not Van Flank, it's more like Van Blank. You know, he just is like solid middle. Like he's in the bottom half, but he chills right at the top of that bottom half. So like he feels good about himself
Van,
and
dude,
can whoop up on like the bottom half, but he's never gonna be like
I'm
Super
curious to
Bowl
see
and like,
though
oh man.
with this team though, it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with.
I mean, the one thing he will come up with is, you know, hot routes are harder to tell this time, so you know he might be pretty good at that. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
God.
Nah, I'm one to talk though. We got Lamar on freaking steroids this year. No, I was already telling guys like, man, I am more than
We
open
might.
to suggestions. You know, let me know if you know there's anything I can do to make him more sim. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna try and wait for pressure
Oh,
and use very limited amounts of
I'll lower his speed for
yeah.
everybody. 62 speed.
Sounds good. 62. Yeah, he's like kind of walking down the field,
Yeah.
waddling like in a snowsuit. All right.
So that's the first half of the draft there.
That is the first half.
Halfway through.
Yep. We got the first half. To recap for our blind users, I think that's Brian because he throws so many picks and can't read and can't do math. Saints, Buccaneers, Rams, Chiefs, Jets, Eurotrash, Titans, Panthers, Packers, Seahawks, Jaguars, the Denver Broncos, New England Patriots, Eagles, Texans, Vikings, and Dallas Cowboys rounding out the first half. We'll go ahead and scoot on up here to our top 16. And all right, pick 16. No one really cares. Detroit Lions. They are the first pick of the top half. Damn, Nick.
Wait, who was it?
Nick, I'm gonna be pissed if we're up at like the top 5.
Yeah, who was it? I couldn't hear. You blocked out.
Detroit Lions.
Oh, DT. Okay.
Detroit Lions. We'll talk about them in chat, and you shall appear in the picks. Pick 15. The New York Giants. It is.
G-Man.
Yeah,
V.
they need a little help. They're not the most deep team. Not much on that wire, on that rope, on that branch.
A lot of good teams creeping up here, though. You still got the Browns, the Colts, the Chargers, me, you, the Redskins. There's a lot of good
Cardinals
teams,
too. I haven't seen Cardinals yet.
Oh yeah, no Cardinals either.
Raiders. Wait, have a Raiders? No, I don't think
Yeah,
Raiders are gone.
no, you're right. No Raiders, no Falcons.
Yeah,
So
Dave. But see, I was figuring Dave would be up high. Like, I know it's totally random each pick, but if you got 3 guys down at the bottom in your division, odds are you're going to be up at the top.
I think the Dolphins need the first pick the most, I think. So I hope he gets it just with that roster.
Yeah, is that rough? Yeah, that's double nut, right?
No, double nut's the Bengals.
Bengals,
He could use it as well.
Is Colodes? Anyone know how to say that? Like, somebody give us like a
Yeah, that we might have a pronunciation issue.
Colodes.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go.
It's French, Colodes. You know, it's like. But pick 14, The Indianapolis Colts. We speak about you, and you shall appear, Ace.
You're still getting somebody really nice at 14, though.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with this. You're pretty much you probably are getting a starter.
Bro, their team's stacked. I don't even want to hear it. Like that team is just as good as it's
He
easily a
could use
top 5 roster.
some LBs. He could use some LBs though.
And Andrew Luck sticks around at age 35. He's God, what is he? I want to say he's like at 91. He's still over 90 at age 35. So I mean, he's set for the future. He'll be a solid guy all the way. Buy that QB retirement package and let him ride him the half the cycle, and then try to get your man. Who was the guy that he picked up there at the end of last year's draft? Who's that guy? The quarterback that Ace had. What's his name?
Oh, Pastor.
Yeah, Hayden Pasteur. That's right.
Hanson Pasteur.
Hanson Pasteur. Yeah. Yep. Go get your Hanson Pasteur in the draft. All right, pick 13. The Baltimore Ravens. Yay. Okay. That is good. Yeah. That would have been terrible. Yeah. I know. I really hope you go soon, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Like I promise, guys, like this we really wanted, that was our biggest concern. We're like, we want to make this live. We're going to make sure, because like we don't want to randomize it and then just put out the list and say, hey guys, look at this. This is our random list. It's like everyone's kind of like, right. Yeah, no. Yeah.
You, Brett, and Doss were still there. I was kind of like, okay, let's get some of these names off the board, but that worked out.
Right. Yeah. So at least it's me. I appreciate that, Madden Gods. Thanks. All right.
Thanks for taking the bullet.
Yeah, I took a bullet for everybody. All right. Pick 12 is the 49ers.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's hilarious.
Saw that one,
dude. This is perfect. Like I swear to God, like go to draftpicklottery.com. It's 100% random. Like it's not a fake thing. Like this is a legit thing. That's great.
My next quarterback for the cycle in free agency.
Oh yeah, sure.
Brock Osweiler.
The GOAT. Yeah, dude. You got to get that quote of like Elway saying something like, oh man, I saw this one thing on Bleacher Report. That little Gridiron Heights they have. Oh, he was looking over at the like a broomstick, and he's like, "Oh, you look pretty good. You want to come play quarterback for the Denver Broncos?" It's great. All right, pick 11 is the Atlanta Falcons and Mr. Dave. Right. I really respect Dave, dude. Dave walking into the NFC South, guns blaring, saying, "Listen, Brian, I know you're here, but I'm gonna come eat that something."
Yeah.
Just over and over and over. He's like, nah, dude, like I'm coming to the NFC South to follow you here, Brian. Never let you go.
It's a fun Falcons roster too. I'm surprised they went that late in the draft, but
it is a fun one.
You got some older players, some big salaries, so
that is true. All right, I'd like to see Tosh go pretty soon here. I don't want to see the Browns with yet another good player. All right, we got pick 10. The Miami Dolphins. At least they're in the top 10. They need a little bit of talent on that side of the ball, on both sides of the ball.
Oh, I have confirmation. It is Collades.
Collades, okay.
Yes. He just DM'd me back.
Good stuff.
Who just went? The Dolphins at 10?
Yep.
Speak of the devil.
Yes, sir. That's how it goes.
He says Browns.
Yeah, for real. We're all saying Browns like from here on out. Like, it's all right. Pick 9 is the Browns. Nope, Cardinals. No. Brent and the Cardinals will be picking 9th. They do need a little help. I'm interested to see where they go. I could see them trying to maybe go DB, try and get one of those faster DBs in free agency.
They need O-line help too. His O-line's brutal.
Yeah, but that's one thing that's a little small on the free agent market is the good offensive line available.
You can just run around with Kyler. Who needs O-line on that team?
Yeah, I was going to say, offensive line doesn't matter, right? Isn't that what I've heard?
I'm letting everyone make their own judgment.
Okay. I've heard that a few times, just a couple times.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll give you 2 minutes? I don't know, at most. All right, pick 8 is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jared, yep. Jared, the boss.
Also has not joined the franchise yet.
Oh, yeah, we should probably do a little shout out here at the end and be like, listen, bitches, join this freaking, boys.
He's been on Madden, too, I saw.
Playing, but we got to smack him, dude, just straight up.
Oh, it's Collades. Yeah, okay, good.
What?
Yep.
How did...
He said co-LOHDS. That's how it would be spelled. So no more. We got it now.
So it is.
Colognes.
It's French. Colognes. It's perfect.
That's not French. You sound Mexican when you say that.
Oh, Colognes, man. Yeah, hey.
Tosh says, I don't even
Arriba.
know who's in free agent. He says, can we trade picks to move up in the free agency list?
No.
Ace says, there's a few decent players. You cannot trade picks in free agency, Jack. Higgy is always looking to trade.
Higgy, yeah. He's like, wait, trade? Oh, we got picks? Ooh, I can trade those. I can trade those away, right?
Traded all my other picks. Can I trade this one too?
For real. All right, we got pick number 7 coming in. Hot. It is the Oakland Raiders.
All right.
And Dasipu.
Yep.
That'll round out our staff, I believe. How many do we have? 1, 2. I'm trying to figure. All right, good.
Yep.
All right, no staff in top 5. I'm happy with that. Pick 6 is going to be the Washington Redskins.
Jack. He'll probably take a player nobody wants anyways. So
he will. It'll be some like 50 overall, like 99 speed, 99 strength, some like athletic freak that he turns into a 95 overall within 3 seasons. All right, top 5. Give me a drum roll. Who's it going to be? Pick 5. The Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Riot and the Bears.
That's a good team. I'm a fan of that squad with their DBs, their linebackers.
Only reason I wouldn't
solid.
Consider them though, no
Khalil Mack.
No first round pick.
That sucks. No current and no future, I think, because they traded 3 firsts, right? It was this one.
I believe the
previous one.
Last year.
Yep.
I don't know if they traded next year. They have a future.
Oh, that's good. Jeez, but still, that's rough. Khalil Mack should be good though. He should be good. Like that should be there. The quality. He's fast, dude. He's really fast. He'll get in there in a jiffy. All right, pick 4.
We got Mr. Roberts still on the board here too.
We do. That's true.
I think Higgy's trying to jinx him. We have we have Robert, Tosh,
fucking Tosh, damn.
The Bengals, and the Chargers.
All right, we got the Bengals. No,
Bengals, Bills, Browns, Chargers.
Nope. Yep, we do have Chargers left. Okay.
Bracket.
All right, Tosh, I'm hoping Tosh. If Tosh goes 1, I'm just gonna say technical difficulties and shut my computer down immediately.
Redo.
Yeah, redo. No. Well, it was Brian the first time. That would have been worse. I feel like
was way worse.
So I'll give Tosh at least is like literate and a good dude. Like doesn't scream gay. It's a fun time. Oh gosh, I miss it, dude. The good old days when Brian would angry whisper at like 11 p.m. at night when his girlfriend is sleeping and he doesn't want to wake her up. Like, oh, freaking gay! What is he doing? He's a grumpy old man. It was great. All right, pick number 4, please, Tosh. Jesus, one thing, just Tosh. The Bills. No, Higgy jinxed him. Higgy jinxed him. The GOAT gets pick number 4. That's a good pick though. That's a good pick for them.
Bengals, Browns, Chargers. Who's going to come out on top?
Who knows? As long as it's not Tosh. Pick number 3. Tosh! Yes! All right. Pick number 3. We can live with that. Guys, don't let Eric Berry fall to him. We're all set, all right? If you let Eric Berry fall to Tosh, I will fly wherever you are and beat you. Like, I don't care.
Tosh says, great Brian impression.
Oh, thank you. I've worked on that for a long time. That's been like my one crowning achievement in life. I said, you know what? I want to be able to mimic Brian as accurately as possible. So I appreciate that, Tosh. I'll check that off my bucket list. Pick number 2. I don't know. I think I'll do pick number 1 first, since pick number 2 kind of gives it away. All right. Who is our number 1 pick of the draft pick lottery? That will be the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals. Double nut.
Single nut with that pick. That's a good one.
Bracket coming in. That's good. That's good for the Bengals. They needed it, especially when you really didn't get to choose your team coming in. At least you get to choose your free agent.
Absolutely.
So that'll be good.
And the Chargers having picked 2. Chargers really don't need help on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they might be able to find a backup pass rusher, somebody like that, because they did trade away Bosa. Bosa's a huge loss. I mean, that secondary is solid though. So as long as they've got a little bit of a pass rush, if they can draft somebody,
he's got Melvin Ingram and he brought in Deshaun Hand.
Oh, that's true. Hand is also
he's got those 2. So as long as he's got to build them, I mean, Ingram only has a couple seasons left, and Hand should be the young guy moving up. So hopefully, he got what he wanted though. He wanted secondary, and then he added Lane Collins. He added, the bracket's got a plan. I just don't know if giving up Joey Bosa was the especially with this Madden pass rush. But to each their own.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone values different positions, so we'll see how it goes. But that wraps up our draft order there.
Yeah, guys.
So I got that all written down. I'll start DMing you guys for your picks. So I'm gonna update Daddy Leagues. If you're not on council, you can check Daddy Leagues for free agency. We want to try to get this done today before the Euros go to sleep, at least, because then it will take longer than that. So you can be quick with your picks. I'll send you the Daddy League free agent link as I DM you, and hopefully we can get this thing rocking and rolling. And I'll make announcements in chat as the players are picked, so everyone can follow along. But
good luck this season. Such a nice little tagline there at the end.
This is the one I use for my fantasy football draft too. But
it's pretty fire. Right, it's a nice one. It's nice.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the divisions and let's do a little forecasting into Madden 20.
All right, let's do it. Gotta put on this over here. Beautiful transitions. Thank you, John.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing. I'll make an announcement. If anybody wants to do podcasts or anybody wants to do their own stuff, if you want intros, if you want, any kind of thing like that, let us know. We have some money. We can buy stuff off the web, and Grizz can kind of throw them together. So let us know.
And honestly, give us some ideas. Like, we have a pretty good chunk of change sitting down. Because thank you, Brian, for buying the Panthers.
We do have some money saved up, ready to go. So
for sure.
Last year we bought new team. We got new team shields. And
yep.
It's just something that if anybody comes up with something cool and they want, maybe this would be great for the league, we could do it. We've debated tossing around the idea of getting a trophy and sending it around. I just don't know how cool that. I don't know. We'll see.
It's up to you guys. If that's something, just shoot us a DM, let us know, kind of reach out, talk about it in Maine, just think about something that would be cool. Like, something I was thinking at one point would be, I don't know, either like the top player of the cycle or something like that. Like the number one player of the top 25, or maybe all 5 of the top 25 could get like jerseys of their players, or maybe I thought that would be really cool. Yeah, like a custom jersey, but it would, those are kind of expensive, like about $150 a pop. So it would have to be like, a one, either like number 1 or top 3. Like maybe we could do like a top 3 with the drafted players, because that would be cool, is getting like the drafted players, a custom jersey just for
interesting ideas.
Yeah, or something like that, or just something, guys, reach out and think about it. It's something, just keep it on your mind. But we do have the division breakdown up. Mr. Larson, I'll go ahead and let you take it away.
All right, so let's go ahead and start just like it has up here. We'll go with the NFC North to start. So we got Riot, Aries, Pride, and NWS. This is a very balanced division. I think it could be a lot of fun. From top to bottom, I think we could see multiple winners the cycle. WS did a good job of trying to counteract Rodgers by loading up on a pass rush. Probably a bunch of young and brought back a lot of picks. I know the Packers cap situation is okay early on, but you have a couple key re-signs where money gets a little tight. And then the Bears, Riot's kind of in cash over there too. Who do you think comes away season 1 is the NFC North crown?
That's a good question. Right now I would say it's between Pride and NWS. I think that Riot is also a good user, so I think Aries is underrated as well. I think the roster of the Lions, he's built it for the future rather than the current. He's not really trying, right now. I think that Pride, he's looking at Pride is looking to contend every year. That's just how he is. Like, I don't think he's in any mode. He just is. Pride is very simple, nitty gritty. Does what he does and lets you counteract if you can. So I personally, I'm going with Pride. I have talked up Pride day in and day out, twice on Thursdays. But NWS also had a crazy good season last year. We overturned a lot of guys. I feel like he really came into his own late in the cycle. So if he can get the feel of this game early on, I would probably give NWS the edge. But Rodgers, and especially with now that he can avoid that pressure and have that in his face and still throw, I think Pride comes away with it. Pride is one of my favorite users.
I'm very, very, very against trading away your first round pick of season 1 or season 2, which the Lions did, the Bears did in real life, and then the Vikings did. it sets you back for the rest of the cycle, especially when we're going 10 seasons. Very against not having that year one prospect that you can develop for 9 seasons and turn into an absolute monster. It's on a cheap rookie contract. I mean, it's just, for me, that's big. No matter what you get back for your first round pick, it doesn't equal, unless it's a 23-year-old stud or something, like
Yeah.
that. But
Or you can
I
draft
agree with
Gary
you though.
Pennell for, your
Yeah,
first pick and let him just sit on
but
your roster as a 99 and do jack shit. But,
but
that's also an
it
option.
will be really interesting. The Bears kind of have a nice secondary. Eddie Jackson, Kendall Fuller. I mean, obviously pass rush is there for, all three teams. And then the
Yeah.
Packers pass rush is actually very underrated. I played a game with them when we were trying out the
They
Rodgers'.
were. Yep. Yeah, that was against me.
Yeah,
I remember
and
that.
I mean, Zadarius Smith. I mean, it was just a lot of power rushers,
Yep.
and then you have Rashawn Gary coming off too. It's just,
It
I
is
think
wild.
the Packers, just based off talent alone, I think the Packers roster wins it. Pride did a lot with a little last cycle too, but like you said, NWL came on hot at the end. We'll see if Dalvin Cook can be a Zeke Elliott and he can pound the football with them. But I do really, Tariq Cohen in this game is nice. He is shifty and quick, and it could be interesting. Riot likes to run the ball, but he likes power backs more than. We'll see. I think he'll scheme and get Cohen involved as well. But let's go ahead and move on. Enough about that NFC North. So the NFC South. Nick Z as Bucks, Dave as the Falcons, Brian as the Panthers, the Irek as the Saints. Another competitive and pretty well balanced division. We got Nick Z, who's a former champion. We got Dave, who lost in the Super Bowls, usually a perennial playoff guy. Brian lost in a couple of Super Bowls, won one.
No, that was like 4.
Okay, 4. Then we got Irek, who's put together some pretty good seasons. Missed the playoffs at 10-6, 11-5 a few times last cycle. It was rough in the NFC. But he got Drew Brees in a really nice Saints roster with a lot of guys with abilities and X factors. Is there somebody that jumps off the page going to win this season 1, or what do you got?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh man,
this is a tough one. It's a really tough one. Really balanced.
It is very balanced, as you would say up there in the north.
Balanced.
I was like, balance. There's a balanced roster, boy. But I gotta go with these Carolina Panthers.
Hold on. Van signs in as his girlfriend's Twitter or his YouTube account again. It says
always.
Van Blank. Van Blank question mark. Wow. Oh boy.
Oof.
Taking shots.
Oh yeah, you got to. It's me and Van have beef in history, like playoffs and stuff. Like, I'll never forget the Cam Newton throw. Cam Newton rolls right and beautifully throws across his body into quadruple coverage. It's batted up in the air and intercepted for the loss. It was gorgeous. I still remember that. That's like ingrained in my brain.
This Panthers roster, just looking through it now, is so fast.
Speaking of Cam Newton.
They bump Dante Jackson up to 96 from 95 because he finished second. He finished second in that 40-yard dash competition. So he, it's 96 speed corner. He's got a bunch of fast ones on the roster. I mean, Kuechly is a freaking monster in this game.
Yeah.
I think who did I play when they were the Panthers? I played Brian in the Showtime tournament, and Kuechly just seemed like he was in the zone every play.
He is. He's a freak.
Yeah.
But that's how he is.
Between
like
him,
that's so good.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it's supposed to be. He makes plays all over the field, and then you pair him with Shaq Thompson, who's fast. You got Brian Burns, who's fast, and then you get a little power. Gerald McCoy, Don Terry Poe. I mean, this is a Kawan Short. I mean, it's a beastly defensive line, and then a little finesse on offense with McCaffrey, Samuel, DJ Moore. I think he's doing a smart move by kind of staying put and seeing how the game plays once he gets into it, because you'll be able to trade DJ Moore or Curtis Samuel down the road whenever you really want to.
Yeah, we like Brian. We all love it when we burn Brian, but Brian is going to love Brian Burns. I mean, these guys, he is going to be one of the best players on that defensive line. I think he's so fast. That was something.
Brian Burns?
Yeah, Brian Burns. Whenever Brian gets burned, he'll just say, well, I got Brian Burns. But it's like, oh, I know. I saw that first. I was like, hold up. But yeah, he's going to be a boss.
So what jumps out at me, agility. I think agility's cycle.
I agree.
McCaffrey is at 97 agility. That's just nuts. I mean, with his satellite,
Yep.
He's
his
an
X
elite
factor.
receiver.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah. All he's got to do is make a couple 10-yard catches.
Yeah, he's pretty much the ideal receiving back now in the league. That's something we really saw with Le'Veon Bell. I mean, I'm afraid we're going to see this entire cycle.
Yeah.
Like, he's a boss. Brian is going to be absolutely, because, and this is something I really was going to say earlier, is Brian could have gone one or two ways with this roster. It's getting old. It's got good players, but he could have blown it up and said, "I'm going to rebuild right now." In which case, I would have said Dave has the edge. Dave and Irek would be
Yeah.
battling, but
Yep.
because Brian kept his roster, and I mean, he's got it all intact. He's got his defense pretty much intact. He's got a terrible free agency pick, but that's par for the course. He probably would have picked somebody
Yeah.
terrible even if he was at top 5. But the the point is, Brian is to me the clear contender in here. I think that Dave and Irek kind of fight for that wild card spot underneath him.
I think you see a wild card come out of this division.
No doubt, no doubt. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Honestly, you might see 2
Yeah.
wild cards. It's so deep.
Well, I mean, the NFC. I mean, you're either going to see 2 come out of the NFC West with me, Brent and Boone, Kaiser, or 2 out of the NFC East with Van and Jack and Sparty. Or I don't know. It's going to be the NFC is going to be tough. Both conferences are really well built.
It
So let's move on
what
here.
kind of season. I mean, well, we're talking about the NFC West. Honestly, it really talks. It depends about Boone. Boone is going to be the linchpin of this thing. I think Brent, the first season, it's going to be full rebuild. I think you've taken a different strategy this year. Usually, anybody over the age of 24 is gone off your roster for as high a pick as you can get. So this season, you seem to really be, so guys, take note. Keep your vets.
Don't.
Keep a few vets. Yeah, don't.
No.
Of course. Yeah, no, of course not. But
don't follow what I do.
Just notice things. When you see a contender doing something, I would odds are kind of follow them. Like follow their lead. You probably won't get too far off. But Nick has kept a few. You've kept a few of your guys, so I would say you're definitely the front runner right now. I think your team is the most.
I've kept everybody. Kept everybody except
good.
2 young guys.
Except
really.
the guys that were young and developmental. You pretty much, but you didn't get rid of anybody that you didn't have a starter above.
Nope.
So I think that you're.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for Moore though. Tavarius Moore would have been a very, very nice piece back there. That's the one guy I think you really couldn't afford to lose.
I got screwed by Madden switching positions. I had another safety that I was going to play as my sub LB, which is why I traded Tavarius Moore. 86 agility was why I got rid of him. And I was going to put DJ Reed back there, but they switched DJ Reed to a corner, so now I can't put him back there. So it'll be that. I was almost going to try to go back on the trade, but I made, I'm a man of my word, so I stuck with the trade. It's my own fault for making the trade before the rosters came out. But, I think vets are definitely going to play a little more role. I think, Richard Sherman at 88 speed, 89 speed, but 6'3" is a game changer. 95. I think agility is huge again. 95 agility. And then it's gonna be this team is built to run the football, and I don't run the football. So
and pass the tight ends.
Yeah, with the best fullback, with the best tight end, it's definitely built to run the football, and I'm gonna have to make a decision pretty early on if that's what I want to do or not. So,
in worst case, you trade them away for receivers. I mean, you could get all those guys. It sucks because those guys are, especially the running backs. They're getting a little older, so they probably are best on your team. But Kittle, you could probably trade away for a pretty hefty price.
Yeah, Kittle is not going to go.
I know the Bills. Like Robert's mouth is watering immediately. He's like, oh, Kittle. Oh, he's like, oh, I'm going to be up in his DMs. I'll give you like 30 seconds.
But
Kittle.
It's going to come down to if Boone's got kind of the same way, though. I mean,
that's what I said.
He's got to utilize Gurley. He's got to run the football. He's got to get a pass rush, and he's got nice corners. He's got old corners, but nice corners. If he can get going with the Rams, that pass rush, every other league, the Rams user is just salivating. I've seen, Soden Bowl. I've talked to Soden, and he is loving the Rams. So if Boone can get them going, he'll be looking good.
And if he can tackle, that's a big thing too. He needs to be able to tackle the ball carrier.
Yes.
That's kind of critical in football.
you get a wild card though with Kaiser, and the Seahawks roster is fast. I've never played him, so you have no film on him. You get Bobby Wagner, just an absolute beast in this game. Russell Wilson. Anytime your X factors are your middle linebacker and your quarterback, you're kind of looking good because it's your 2 leaders of the defense.
Oh yeah.
Chris Carson is a monster power back in this game. It'll be interesting. The fastest linebackers, some speed at receiver and corner.
Yep.
So anybody can compete in this division. Especially Brent's got a little work to do, but
I will say the X factors that you'll want pretty much from what I've seen.
Robert in chat says league greater than Kittle.
That's true. That's fair. At least for now. We haven't seen any stats from Kittle. Kittle might be just as good, if not better.
Nick greater than Robert. Oh, there we go.
Ooh, beef.
But no, let's go ahead and move on here. We've talked enough bum division of the NFC West. The NFC East. So you have Jack is the Redskins
We can
always.
just stop there. We can just stop there. I think you said it. We're good. Let's move on.
No, man. You get Van coming in with the Cowboys, a loaded roster, has the most superstar abilities in the whole league. You get Sparty coming in with a tough situation with the Eagles. If he wants to win, he's got to win right now because that gets a very cat hell of a situation.
Yeah.
And then Air V with Saquon is very interesting. When Air V had a running back in Madden 18, he did some serious work. So this will be the best running back he's had in a while.
Well, he had Gurley last cycle.
Yeah, he did work with Gurley, I guess. But that Giants roster is so rough. He's gonna have to.
It's 50 Shades of Saquon, dude. You have to go with that.
I think he's one of the better team builders. And I think we'll see him. He started figuring out towards the end of last cycle, but we'll see what he can do. Saquon's a freak in this game. I don't know if you've played with him yet, but he's a beast. Some of the running backs in this game, with some of those X Factor abilities, there's the stiff arms and stuff are just like
wild.
Superhuman stiff arms, and it makes some crazy noise.
It is. Same with, trucking is all right, but probably about as good as it was last year. But spin has been severely nerfed. Spin is not what it used to be, which is good because spinning, you don't see a spin every freaking play. You'll see a jump cut, you'll see a juke, you see all kinds of stuff like that, but you don't see running backs spinning 20 times in a single run.
Nick Z hops in chat and says, "Hey Angela," with girlfriend's name, want to hang out.
Hitting on
and
Van.
Then Van says, "I can win this division early first 2 seasons," which I'd agree with.
Yeah, I'd agree with
done his typical thing. He's done his typical thing where he trades for those lower overall guys again, and he's trying to build them up.
He builds it to a point.
It works out for him, yeah. But
he peaks 3/4 of the way through the cycle. Halfway is where he's at his. He's coming up. He's in his prime, and then he really peaks like about 3/4 of the way through. That's pretty much what he does.
We kind of have the same philosophy, and it's to be able to compete by season 3. If you can go season 3 with a nice young roster rate, it can carry you at least to the end. Season 8 or 9. So that's kind of what Jack's game plan is, I think. And I think if Van can get out on it, or you're going to see Sparty's going to have to do some hell team. By season 3, his roster is going to look completely different.
I'd agree with that.
And then, like I said, Air V's got a little work to do with that. That's fun about this. The build is fun. But let's move on to the AFC. We'll start with that AFC North. So your division, we got Double Nut. So a new user with Double Nut with the Bengals, a tougher roster, but you got you still have John Ross, Joe Mixon, AJ Green. Defense probably needs a little work. And obviously you got Tosh and the Browns. You have you and the Bengals, and then Jared coming in, Steelers. Jared's only made the playoffs once in each Madden. Double Nut, like we said, nothing. You and Tosh are perennial playoff guys, perennial, 12-win teams with good rosters. The Ravens roster is really nice this year with a lot of young talent, stud receivers. Obviously, Lamar is just like a Michael Vick of Madden 2000.
He's insanity. Yeah, he's a freak, dude. Like, you can outrun. There's very few defensive linemen that even when they are free and at full speed, I can't go from 0 to 60 and get out of there. Like, it's insane.
His X factor slows down the other people too, which just bugs.
Oh, I wasn't even aware of that. Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah,
he has a nice one. We're rolling, and another thing that's crazy is he has he's rolling
out.
Fast
break. His superstar ability. Passers with this ability immediately respond to user input, and in parentheses, and defenders react more slowly on design. Ooh. Well, on design quarterback plays, I guess. Never mind. Okay. But still, like, he even needs that at 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 agility.
Well, the one thing though, he does have a very, very pretty low fumble rating. So he's one of those guys that if you get a good shot on him, odds are he's going to fumble. So he's like a Ferrari or a Porsche. Like I said this multiple times. He's like a Porsche. Like if you wreck a Porsche, there's no engine in front, so it's all in the back. If you run into somebody, you're toast. Like, it's just flying in your face and you're eating metal. But that's kind of how Lamar is. Like, he's super fast, super quick, super great handling. But like, if you get in a wreck with him, you're gonna pay. So he's either gonna get hurt or you're gonna fumble. So it's like you just got to be very, very smart when you slide. It won't be like last year where I was able to break off runs with juking and spinning and doing all this crazy stuff, taking it to the house because I wasn't afraid to fumble. Now I'm going to be a lot more cautious with sliding and not taking hits because that's a big deal this year. And Tosh, Tosh is always to kind of continue with the conversation. Tosh is terrifying, man. Like that something since we are talking about free agency, I think I was looking through the list. I think this is the best division for free agent picks because we have Bengals at
Yeah.
number 1. Steelers got like number 8. I had 13 and Tosh had like 3, right? So I mean, 1,
Yep.
3, 8 and 13. I mean, that's the highest I think we saw in the entire league. The worst was probably the NFC South because of the 3 there at the
Yeah.
bottom and then Dave about halfway up.
But this is just going to be, Baker Mayfield at quarterback throwing to, Odell and Landry. And then you get Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt in the backfield with Duke Johnson still because he didn't get traded in real life.
Insane, dude.
One of the best tight ends in the game, David Njoku. And then a very good sleeper tight end in Demetrius Harris, 6'7" and fast. It's the only weak, and then Myles Garrett. The only weak, maybe linebackers, but Schobert's fast.
Yeah, and he's not super young, but he's good enough. He's serviceable.
Kirksey's pretty good. He probably could use a linebacker. His corners are set for the cycle.
Oh yeah, dude.
Greedy Williams,
Greedy's
and
a freak.
Ward.
Greedy and Ward. I mean, I don't have a speed advantage on them. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, he probably could use a safety early on, but it's not the end of the world. You got Demarius Randall's 86 overall. You can play back there, and he's got good speed.
That's
and
why I said
corner. Yeah,
he could use a safety early on. If somebody, I'm gonna say it again. If somebody lets Tosh get Eric Berry, I might lose it. Like I will be hitting you guys up. Like, listen.
I think Berry's the number 1 pick no matter what. I think so. He's head over heels the best player in free speed and can play that sub LB. I think he goes 1 no matter what, especially with the Bengals roster. But let's go ahead and move on to the AFC South, which is what some have labeled the cupcake division, which they have built themselves. But I think this is the most even for teams. Maybe not talking about users, but the Colts, Jags, Texans, and Titans are all pretty good teams, pretty nice rosters. And then you play our Ace, Grizz, Chad, and Hammer in there.
Who are also pretty even
I think
users.
This division, I think all 4 of these guys will win the division at one point this cycle.
Nice.
Chad better do it early because we know how his team building goes. But Ace with the Colts is nice. You get Luck, you get Naheem Hines, who's always a Madden beast. Grizz, you always have Leonard Fournette. You got Rams. You got a nice defensive line. Hammer and the Titans, probably the worst team in the division.
Yeah,
but Hammer's done pretty well in the past, drafting and adding nice pieces to help him succeed. But you got a nice little 1-2 punch with Dion Lewis and Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we see a running attack out of him. Probably could use a true number 1 receiver next to Corey Davis. But I don't know. I mean, who do you think comes out and wins that division season 1?
Season 1, I'm probably. That's a tough one.
It's really tough.
It is. I'm just going to go with Hammer. I think Hammer.
Whoa.
I think Hammer is the best user in this.
Whoa! I did not see that coming.
Or in this division, I think that he's for this first season. The Titans aren't great. They're not beautiful. They ain't pretty. But I think that he's got enough pieces to win now. And with Mariota, another great user quarterback, I think that he can pull out some pretty impressive wins right on. I think that like you said, Chad, I could see Chad winning early as well. I think Ace is one of those guys that it takes him a while to get acclimated. Ace kind of started pretty rough early on, but then later in the cycle, once he got acclimated to the run game, once he got acclimated to the quarterback, he started to find a little bit more success, found what receivers worked well, So I think he's going to be one that builds his team slowly. Grizz is a sleeper, man. It just depends. If his head's in the game, he's good. And if he's not, if he just decides to destroy the team and, rebuild with guys that he likes better, I don't know. We'll see.
His biggest issue, though, is that Nick Foles having the slowest release in the game.
Ooh, true. Very true.
That with how pass rush is, and if you can't get rid of Foles, it's a $45 million cap penalty. And Gardner Minshew's not the answer. So if he can get going with Fournette, who they still gave 92 speed to Fournette, he's still a beast. 90 truck, 84 stiff arm, but normal dev, so that hurts. But I don't know. I think Grizz has the best roster on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And out of respect for Ace, I will refuse to pick him to win the division because I ruined it for him last year. So I'm gonna pick Grizz to win the division season 1.
All right.
just because I think that defense is going to help carry, and that's a lot of good players on defense. But
That is true.
let's go ahead and move on to the AFC West, which is another. This is such a balanced year for us with all these teams and all these users and divisions. But Higgy, Brackett, Sean, and Doss. Sean, one of our longest time users, has struggled in recent Maddens. Comes in with one of the best players ever in Madden history with Mahomes. Doss, one of the better users, comes in with not as good of a roster. Very young, it's fast, but very young. You get Brackett, who's done a lot of into that Chargers team, which was already good. And he's a good user too. I mean, he struggled with his team last Madden, but now he's going from starting to making all his moves. And then Higgy with the Broncos. It's a slow team, but he's making some moves, make it better. I think he's going to roll with Tyree Jackson. Could be a little bit of a risk.
But he can also
with
trade
some of his
Locke
throw
after
accuracies.
2 seasons. So I mean, or wait, no, 1 season because I think he was a second round pick. So I mean, he can trade him next season and pretty much recoup a little bit of that first. I mean, he could probably get a current second at that point. I don't think he would get exactly what he. I don't know if he'll get a first, but we'll see. I think that Locke is also worth it. I mean, you guys like you and I know the Saints. Saints will probably be looking at Locke as well. Locke's not a bad guy out the gate, dude. Like I saw him and I was really surprised when I saw Higgy go after.
He said he didn't like how Locke played, but
that's fair. I mean, it's a feel thing, man. Like if you don't like how your quarterback's the most important thing on your team. If you don't like the feel. I'm sure he did a lot of testing. I'm sure he tested him out and said he could live with
89 throw power with almost all 80 accuracies.
Yep.
Pretty good throwing the run, play action under pressure.
I mean, that's what Lamar is, if we're being honest. That's pretty much exactly what he has.
Yep. The normal dev, but only 22. So that's if somebody, what was Locke a second round pick?
Yeah, second round pick. That's what I'm saying. He'd be eligible. He wouldn't be eligible now, but he'd be eligible next season.
Yeah.
Which still, I mean, that's not a bad. I'm telling you, like guys like you and the Saints and guys that need quarterbacks, they're probably going to be hitting him up.
Yeah, that could be an option. So let's go ahead then. I mean, who's your winner the first time around? I think I'm going to go Brackett.
Brackett. Wow, I was going to say Doss.
I think I'm going to say Brackett. You're going to go Doss.
Yeah, I'll go Doss on this one. I think Brackett is built pretty heavy right now. He's ready to win, but I think Brackett gets better. He looks really good now, but what's crazy is he's actually probably primed to be even better like 2 or 3 years down the road because of when those players develop, those guys, it'll be dangerous. It'll be pretty wild roster. I would go Doss just because Doss has proven that he can win more consistently. Yeah, I think that he knows he knows Madden. He knows how it rolls. I mean, he knows this Raiders team inside and out.
People have been talking bad about the Raiders team, but I like Gary and Conley at corner. You have Lamarcus Joyner and Carl Jones safeties who are both really good Madden players.
Joseph's a boss, yeah.
And then your pass rush though, you have Farrell, the rookie from Clemson, come in, 81 speed, 86 agility or 86 acceleration, 22 years old.
That's his new Khalil Mack.
And even Arden Key is nice. He's been nice in the Madden past and good size. I don't know it. And then a really nice receiver core with older but Brown, Tyrell Williams, JJ Nelson, a lot of speed on this receiver core.
I agree. And size, route running, they got the works, catching. I mean, that's why I say Doss is primed.
Derek Carr's nothing to laugh at as a quarterback. 91 throw power, 85 plus all his accuracies. I mean, that's pretty good. Brackett says I'll accept that diagnosis. Saying he'd win the division. All right, well, let's move on to the last division. This division is another interesting one, too. We got Robert as the Bills, Colodes as our Dolphins, and then you have Josh and VBD rounding out as the Jets and the Patriots. Does anyone – I mean, a lot of people would look at this and say it's a two-horse race with Josh and VBD. Would you agree with that, or what do you see in season 1?
Oh, man. Roster-wise, yeah, I got to say it's a two-horse race. I think that the Bills – Robert's done his best. Robert's getting everything that he can. He's acquiring some pretty talented players. I think he's got picks. He got Higgy's pick next season. The Bills roster is a tough one to start with.
To be able to shell out Tyree Jackson though and come back with a future first is huge.
That's a good haul, yeah.
Some people might look and say, "Why the heck is he worth a future first?" That was we wouldn't have accepted probably a current first, but because it's a quarterback, which is a little more important.
Yeah.
And he has that throw power that no one else really has. We figured it'd be a good trade-off. You have to make an investment if you want a new quarterback. Rookie contract too. But speaking of this AFC East, though, Tom Brady in this game is a stud.
He is. He's a boss.
His abilities are just off the charts.
And the Patriots have, what's crazy is they have literally loaded them up. The roster evaluators have given them stars and bosses from top to bottom, youth, vets, everything, bro. They have it all.
He has like 6 receivers on this roster that are just so, between Edelman, Josh Gordon, Demaryius Thomas, Philip Dorsett, Dontrell Inman, who's a good Madden player, N'Keal Harry, the rookie, Braxton Berrios, a little slot receiver like a Julian Edelman too. I mean, there's 6.
He go 5 wide. It's pretty solid.
Demaryius still coming in with 90 speed. Dorsett's your speed guy with 95. N'Keal Harry, 88 speed, 88 XL, but he's 6'2". I don't know. He's good size, 6'3", with great 86 spec catch. I mean, Edelman has all sorts of abilities in the slot, more hot routes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Josh Gordon's still a nice Madden player, no matter what. He's 89 spec catch, 85 catch in traffic. The guy hasn't even played in a Madden for the last 3 seasons, 3 years. So I don't know. I think VBD needs to capitalize and win this one right off the bat before Josh kind of gets that Jets team going. We have Le'Veon Bell, who's obviously a freak. Darnold, I don't know. Bell and Adams and Mosley are a scary trio of players.
They are.
I like Jamal Adams a lot, especially at only 23 years old.
Yeah.
But if he just needs to add a couple more positions here. Jermaine Johnson's getting old at corner.
There's a big pickup though for Josh though. He got the D end from Dallas as well as Taco Charlton as well.
And Gallup.
Yep, Michael Gallup. Yep. That was a great pickup. Nice especially for Robbie Anderson. You take that receiver, you pretty much flip him for a younger and more developable receiver. He's not as fast, but I mean he's quality. In Madden 20 he'll be a serviceable wide receiver too, So he had a lot of wide receivers he could give. He tried to give away a new one. Nobody really wanted him. So he sent, and Josh has had really good success with Taco Charlton in the past. Whenever he used the Cowboys, he knows how to use him. Charlton was a monster in Madden 18. So I could see him. It depends. I think that Josh needs, like you said, I think he needs a few more pieces, but VBD needs to contend now. I think Josh is set up for the future probably, but VBD is also set up for the future. I mean, with those there's a lot of good young players underneath, man. I'm telling you.
It'll depend who VBD replaces. Well, first, how long Brady and who he replaces.
Yep, that is another point. Yeah, that's a good point because Brady is like a one-year wonder in every single league I've seen. In every sim I've seen, it's been Brady retires after year 1 without fail.
I've seen 1, 2, and 3 in mine.
Really? You've seen 3 years?
Yes, I've seen 3. Yeah, him and then my tackle Joe Staley sticks around for 3 years too.
Holy crap!
But I've seen year 1 a lot as well. So if he buys a retirement package, it'll help extend the life. But
3 years.
I think the key for I think also if we get another update in, I think Brady signing an extension in real life might have the Madden people tweak something and make them stick around an extra season. I don't know if that will happen. Who knows? Too. But I think what this division is going to kind of rely on if Josh can develop Sam Darnold. 88 throw power, 87 short accuracy. He does have the star dev, but I don't know, 86 throw on the run.
He's got a good tight end in ASJ.
Yeah, no, he's a free agent.
Ooh, all right, that hurts. Well, he has that other guy. There's another guy, that 79 overall dude. 83 speed or something like that. I'm trying to remember what his name is, but I liked him. He's not bad. He's a kind of a solid number one caliber tight end. He's like 22, 23. I mean, he's a decent guy.
Christopher Herndon the 4th.
Herndon. That's the guy. Herndon's solid. I mean, Josh he has pieces, but I think I agree with you. VBD is probably better set.
That Dolphins roster though is kind of built for the future. You have some nice DBs with Xavier Howard, Minka Fitzpatrick. Kenyon Drake's nice. Bobby McCain at free safety is good. Obviously, Jerome Baker's a stud at left outside linebacker with 89 speed.
So is Raekwon McMillan. McMillan's a boss.
Yeah. Yep. And it just depends. I mean, he said Rosen's the guy. They tweeted it out earlier today. Rosen season 1, so Fitzpatrick's gonna be on the bench. Rosen still gets the star dev, decent accuracy. He's only 79 deep, but you just got to play to his strength. Your receiving core season 1 is not bad with Kenny Stills, Albert Wilson, Devontae Parker, and they did add Alan Hearn. And then the little speedster, the kick returner, Jakeem Grant, 96 speed. You got to find. I mean, with all the new plays, you got to find a way to get him the ball and all different tosses and pitches and reverses and everything.
Reverses and I agree.
But
I think that's another one
good,
too. I think, Jesus Christ, excuse me. I think that similar to Josh, the Dolphins roster is one that lives and dies by how well he develops.
Oh, Josh just tuned in the chat. Josh just tuned in the chat, by the way.
Oh, what did he say?
He said, "Big Josh Hanna checking in, number 28, baby, woo, Jets for the E." But I don't know. And then, we didn't even talk about the Bills here with Robert.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta cover Robert, bro.
He's active, and then Tremaine Edmonds, it's only 21 years old still. 87 speed middle linebacker. He's a freak. 84 hit power. Only 63 coverage, but all the linebackers seem to have lower coverage this time around.
And I guarantee you, Jack would send his firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn, wife, daughter, everything to Robert for him. So
at any point,
can
Robert
always
can ship
cash
him
out.
off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing, man. Is Bills? The Bills have
White,
a good. White. I mean, White's was a top 10, top 5 player from last cycle.
Yeah.
So,
and then it's another thing though. The key with all these other teams, other than the Patriots, is the quarterbacks. You need to develop Josh Allen. You need to develop Josh Rosen. If they can develop them early on, which it might mean, you might have to go win your season one. You might have to get a Pro Bowl bid or something like that.
Yeah.
But
the Bills kept their first round this year and their first round next year and added a first next year. So even if they do have a rough down year that first year or second year, I'm telling you, Robert is one of the users that nobody, I think, in this league does it better. That they know their roster from top to bottom. Every offseason.
Poncho Power in the chat. Then Josh said Reeves the traitor. But I don't know, the Bills receiving core. John Brown fast but old. Zay Jones, you have to do Zay Jones right away. Both are 6'2" and have decent speed. Isaiah McKenzie 24 with some good speed and agility.
Oh, he's tiny. He's like 5'7".
Yeah, but that 5'8" you can use. Cole Beasley, cut him almost, but you can't because of cap penalty.
True.
I don't know. And then he's been talking about his tight end, Dawson Knox, the rookie, 86 speed, 90 XL.
He is nice.
Out of Ole Miss. 6'4", a little smaller than Riley Leak, but I don't know. He's got a good roster, but it all relies on ever really hit his full potential last cycle. With 99 throw power, this Madden is gold. The average fall at about 88.
It's insanity.
And you got a guy,
I'm telling you.
His short accuracy is 73, so he's going to be sailing some of those drag routes and some of the, but
to put this in
develop
context,
them early, man.
To put the throw power in context, Lamar had 94 throw power coming out of the gate. He started at 89. So Josh Allen started at 99. So he's pretty much at a 104 throw power from last Madden. So
everyone else dropped and Josh Allen
stayed at 99. No, that's what's so insane is they really. I think he's pretty much going to have the bazooka every play. You're not going to have to worry about him ever underthrowing balls. He's going to be a boss. And I think that in no other. I'm really thinking pretty hard here. In no other division do I think that the quarterback position plays such a central role than the AFC East. I think that the AFC East is the one place that it depends on how well they develop their 3 quarterbacks, the rookies from last year. All 3 rookies are in this. All 3 rookie first-round draft picks, other than me and Tosh, are in this AFC East. So how well are they going to develop these second-year guys? And
what's also going to be interesting, my big storyline to watch here now with the new trade rule, where you can be a playoff team and once in a cycle you can trade back into the top 10. So let's say VBD wins the division, makes a nice run with Tom Brady,
and
then
Brady
decides
retires.
Year two, I'm going to use my top 10 trade and get back in there and draft a replacement.
That's smart.
Then he keeps his upper hand. It's really interesting what it does, and it's going to be the timing of when you use it. Is it a year where a bunch of teams want quarterbacks? Are you going to trade for one instead? It's really interesting adding that rule in. And it's going to be fun to watch when do 2 teams use it at the same time, two really good playoff teams. Do teams blow it all early in the cycle? It's going to be really cool. it's a nice little like wild card kind of thing thrown in,
Oh
and
yeah.
with these better rosters being able to trade into the top 10 sometimes, if you're a team that finishes in the bottom 10, you could potentially get a big haul this time around where it could include, instead of only being able to trade with 14 other users, you can trade with everybody essentially,
Yep, and that's what sucked
which
is that was tough is there were guys that complained last cycle about if you're in the top 10.
you weren't getting the hauls you
No,
wanted
it,
for your
it
number one pick. Yeah.
devalued. Yeah, it's like it sucks
Yep.
because they
It
couldn't
made
trade with the guys that had
it
the best
made
players, because they just
people
made the playoffs.
people were getting better offers for the number 11 pick than they were for number top 5 pick,
Yeah, and
which
that's
is
not
what
cool.
it
And that's
no.
something
So
that
this
we
this
fixed it with this top 5 rule or top 10 rule. It's
yeah.
what's this is something me and you were talking about I remember earlier on was it's it's like because every team has to consider making that move every year, it pretty much makes it where that top number one team can consider all options.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
they can
They can
consider
approach a
exactly.
playoff team. Yeah.
Yep. And
But
if they want to
yeah, it's
make them a
gonna
deal,
be
yeah, it gives them leverage. It gives both sides leverage.
ideally. Ideally, we put this rule in place for if a player was to retire or you lost someone to free agency, something like that,
Yeah.
where you felt like you were one piece away. Like in real life, when the Falcons traded up to number 7 and drafted Julio Jones or something, they were like a receiver away from being really good. So it's kind of something like that. Or if you're VBD or you're I reckon the Saints and Breeze retires or Brady retires, instead of having to sit there at number 25 or even at 11 and watch the two best quarterbacks go, at least it gives you a shot to go for it, and keep yourself up there. So it'll be, and no one says someone has to accept the trade. They can completely block off all playoff teams if they want to. But it at least gives people the option
Oh yeah.
to go get a massive deal for number one
Or
or number,
massive
a top
players.
5 pick.
Like a
Yeah. Yep.
player
Oh
that's a
yeah.
high overall because that's the thing that we saw last cycle is guys were saying, "Well, I would rather take a 99 overall for this number 1 pick because there's no guarantee that they can develop them with the current roster." So that was another thing is we saw guys with top 10 picks being forced to pick, but because their team success wasn't where it needed to be, they weren't seeing the guys develop. So some guys would rather say, "Dude, I'll just cash out on, one of like I remember the situation, I'm pretty sure it was like Brent with one of his star defensive ends. He was trying to make that pick where he could get a top 10 pick for, you know, in the future, but it wasn't. It was one of those things that it was iffy. So, it's moments like that where we gotta. It gives the other team more options to choose from instead of just the
Yeah. Yep.
14. Other 14 guys. You pretty much get to trade with the whole league. So it's pretty nice.
Yep, I agree. It'll be fun, and it just adds more, another option for teams, and
Yep.
that's a lot of what people wanted. We say with that rule, so I think it'll be good. Obviously, we want to try new things. We want to let people build their roster how they want to a certain extent. But Reeves, I think we're good to wrap up. We're gonna get this free agency draft started. I'm gonna DM Double Nut here in a sec, and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. So please I'll send you out the link. I'm going to update DL right now. So please be somewhat near at least your phone so you can hop on and check the link,
Yeah,
see who's
sweet.
available.
Could you
Let's
go
try to get this
ahead
thing going.
also in
I'll
announcements? Do
post
you
the draft
mind?
order.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then just edit it and then put in each selection as it goes through.
that's what I will do. Yep.
Perfect. That's awesome. All right, man. Sounds
All
great.
right,
Thank you
fellas.
guys for
Thanks
tuning
for
in.
tuning in. Yeah, go ahead. Take it away.
Okay. I know we're both
You're
like,
good.
yeah,
Go
thanks for
ahead.
tuning in. Oh wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
go
super
ahead.
thankful, guys. Like we're like, thrilled. This has been an awesome cycle, this last one, and we're looking forward to another great cycle with you guys. Major shout out to to Grizz again for putting this stuff together. Those every time I see, I want to give Grizz a major shout out because like that was some hard work. Like those are beautiful transitions. He put all our logos on it and stuff. I really want to thank him for that. So guys, great cycle. Looking forward to seeing you all on the field and hope let's get it done.
Absolutely. See you, fellas.
All right, bye.